Good morning, dear students. Today, in this class, we shall discuss the next chapter, chapter number 6, Trial Balance and Rectification of Errors. What is trial balance? Trial balance is a statement which shows all the debit and credit balances or debit and credit totals of all the ledger accounts with a view to verify the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. Trial balance is a statement. It shows the balances, debit balances, where we get the debit and credit balances in the ledger accounts. In the ledger account chapter, we have discussed how to close the ledger accounts and how to get the balances of each account. We got debit balances for some accounts and credit balances for some accounts. Those debit and credit balances are shown in the trial balance, or sometimes the totals of the debit, totals of the credit is also taken. That is why a trial balance is a statement which shows all the debit and credit balances or totals of all the ledger accounts with a view to verify the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. What is arithmetical accuracy? Arithmetics means it includes only addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Nothing more than this. So, here we are verifying arithmetical accuracy of the accounts, means whether the total of the ledger accounts is correct or not, whether the balancing of ledger account is correct or not is verified in this trial balance. That is why we can say that trial balance is prepared in order to verify the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. So finally, we can say a trial balance is a statement which shows the debit and credit balances or totals of all the ledger accounts with a view to verify the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. So in accounting, this is the next step. In the first step, we learned how to record the transactions in the journal or in the subsidiary books. In the next step, we learned how to post the entries from journal to the respective accounts in the ledger. And this is the third step, that we are taking all the balances from the ledger account and placing these balances in one place, that is called as in trial balance. So trial balance summarizes all the balances of the ledger accounts in one place. So by placing all those balances in one statement, we are able to verify the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts, that is ledger accounts totaling, ledger account balancing, transferring from journal to ledger, transferring the balances from ledger to trial balance, totaling of trial balance is correct or not is verified in this trial balance. That is why it is a very important statement for the preparation of the financial statements also, because financial statements means preparation of trading, profit and loss account and balance sheet. These are prepared at the end of an accounting year in order to find out the profit or loss of the business and in order to ascertain the exact financial position of the business. To prepare these accounts, the first step is trial balance. With the help of balances in the trial balance, we are able to prepare the financial statements very easily, because these balances are used in the profit and loss account and in the balance sheet. Revenue items are taken to profit and loss account, capital balances or items are taken to balance sheet. ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟು. ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿನ ಏನು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ, ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ, ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಿನ ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ನಿಂದ ನಾವು ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುವು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ಗೆ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳೇ ಮೂಲ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದರಿಂದನೇ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Then the task of preparation of trial balance is also very simple and easy. Now, what is the format of trial balance? This is the format. First column, serial number. Second column, name or title of the accounts. Like capital account, purchases account, sales account, debtors account, creditors account, so on. Next column, ledger folio. It is the page number of this account is to be written here. Then debit balance in rupees. If this account has debit balance, write the amount in the debit balance column. If the account shows credit balance, then write that amount in the credit balance column. This is very simple preparation. It is a statement, as I told here. It is a statement. It is not an account. Account means it has two parts, debit side, credit side. But it is a statement. See, only this much we are having, not two sides. That is why it is called as statement. In one statement we have two columns, that is for debit balance and for credit balance. How to prepare trial balance? First you have to list all the accounts from the ledger book. So listing of all the accounts here. Then take the balances from ledger and write in the debit or credit column. The account shows debit balance, write the balance in the debit column. If the account shows credit balance, write the balance in the credit column. This is the step. Then finally we have to make the total of debit column and total of credit column. Then the total of debit should be equal to the total of credit. This is the agreement of trial balance. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಅಕೌಂಟಿನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಕಾಲಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರೆದು, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕಾಲಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬರೆದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಬರೆದು ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎರಡೂಗಳು ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ double entry system. Every debit has its corresponding credit. That is why the total of debit amount should be equal to the total of credit amount. That is why it should get tally. If not tallied, what does it mean? It means we have committed some mistakes, some errors. One or some errors may have occurred while preparation of accounts, or while recording the transactions in the journal entry, or while posting the entries from journal to ledger, or while totaling the ledger accounts, or while balancing the ledger accounts, or by transferring those balances from ledger to trial balance, or it may be, the error may be while totaling the debit balance and credit balances, or sometimes debit may be credited, credit may be debited. So these types of errors may be committed. When these types of errors are committed, the balance, the total of debit column and total of credit column will not get a tally. That is why we say that it verifies the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. Then when we prepare this trial balance, the trial balance usually prepared at the end of an accounting year. But as per the convenience and requirements of the business can prepare its trial balance quarterly, monthly, annually, according to its comforts and requirements. Next, objectives of trial balance. What are the objectives of trial balance? The first one, as told here, to ascertain the arithmetical accuracy of the ledger accounts. In order to ascertain whether we have done the calculations correctly, our trial balance proves as a proof. It serves as a proof that our calculations, totaling, balancing is correct. So if the trial balance tallies, to some extent we can say that our accounts, our calculations, our postings, our recordings are correct to some extent, not fully. Why? We'll tell later. The second objective is to help in locating the errors. When the trial balance do not agree When the total of the debit column is not equal to the total of the credit column, then we can say that there are some errors. So to locate these errors, this trial balance helps to us. Next objective is to help in preparation of financial statements. Financial statements means preparation of profit and loss account and balance sheet. As I stated earlier, the trial balance is the first step in order to prepare the financial statements, final accounts. The balances from the trial balances are taken and prepared profit and loss account and balance sheet. The capital expenditures, capital revenues balances from this trial balance are taken to balance sheet. The revenue expenditures and revenue incomes are taken from this trial balance to profit and loss account. So this is about objectives of trial balance. Okay, it has a very important role in accounting. It plays a very important role in verifying the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. It helps to locate the errors, but it is not an absolute proof that we have committed no mistakes. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದು, ಇದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಮ್ಮ ತಪ್ಪುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸರಳವಾದಂತಹ ವಿಧಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನಾವು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಾ, ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಾ, ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಾ, ಅಮೌಂಟನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಾ, ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಟ್ರೇಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾಧನವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸರಿ, ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಹಾಗಂತ ಇದೇ ನಮಗೆ ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತು ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮಿಟೆಡ್ ನೋ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿರಾಳವಾಗುವಂತಹ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ್ಯೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆದಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಗಳು ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಹೇಗೆ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಗಳು ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗಳು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಅ ನೋಟ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅ ನೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ assets account, expenses accounts, drawings account, receivables account. And credit balance showing accounts are liabilities, receivables, revenues, capital, payables. So please keep in mind these accounts shows debit balance. Assets means furniture, machinery, cash in hand, cash at bank, stock, etc., etc., etc. Expenses means salary paid, wages paid, carriage paid, etc. Drawings means amount withdrawn from the business by the proprietor for his personal use. Receivables means the amount not yet received. If the amount received, it is called as revenue. If the amount not yet received but yet to be received, then it is called as receivables. ಇನ್ನು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕದು, ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಬಾಕಿ ಉಳಿದಿರ್ತವೆ ಬರೋದು, ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ರಿಸೀವೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವುಗಳು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಆದರೆ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವು ಯಾವುವು? ಲಯಾಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ಸ್, ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ಪೇಯಬಲ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಓವರ್ ಡ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಲೋನ್, ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ದೆನ್ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂಸ್, ಇನ್ಕಮ್ಸ್, interest received, discount received, etc. Capital, amount invested in the business by the proprietor. Payables, payables means the amount of expense not yet paid but yet to be paid. ಇನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೊಡದೆ ಬಾಕಿ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ನಾವು ಕೊಡದೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಮುಂದಿನ ತಿಂಗಳು ನೀನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತು ಅದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಪೇಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವು ಪೇಯೇಬಲ್ಸು ಲಯಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತವೆ, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ರಿಸೀವೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಸ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿನ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದ್ರ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಡೆಬಿಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಆಯಾ ಕಾಲಮ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ an illustrative trial balance in the screen. Please make a note of it. It includes many assets, liabilities, expenses, revenues, drawings, capital, and some receivables, payables, etc. Bills receivable, bills payable, salary payable, rent receivable. So these are the some examples for this. Make a note of it. Next, methods of preparing trial balance. There are some methods in preparing the trial balance. There are totals method, balances method and totals cum balances method. Here make one thing sure, the format whatever I have given here is the second method, that is balances method, because here we are taking debit balance amount here, credit balance amount here. It has two amount columns, one for debit balance amount, another for credit balance amount. We are considering the balances of the ledger accounts in this method. This method is balances method. Then what about totals method? In the totals method, we are not taking the balances, instead we are taking the totals of the ledger account. We take both the totals because every account has two sides, both the sides are totaled, then we take that amount, debit total amount here, credit total amount here. For every account, both totals are entered here. Finally, this also get tallies. This is called as totals method. Next, totals cum balances method. It is a combination of these two methods. Here we have both totals as well as balances. Means for this we have four columns for the amount. First two columns represent debit totals column, credit totals column. Next two columns represent debit balance column, credit balance column. We write for each account total debit, total credit, either debit balance or credit balance. For every account we write three columns and one column as blank, because balances means every account has only one balance, either debit or credit balance. Next, if an account shows zero balance, then what we have to do? If an account shows zero balance, then we have to show that account here and we have to write 0 in the amount balance column, because it is to be mentioned, it is to be shown in the trial balance with the figure 0. This is about theoretical aspect of the trial balance. Now I show how to solve a problem in trial balance. The problem will appear on the screen. Prepare a trial balance from the following particulars as on 31st March 2020. Capital rupees 25,000, bills payable rupees 2,000, stock on 1/4/2019 rupees 4,000, furniture rupees 9,000, purchases rupees 12,000, sales rupees 23,000, discount received rupees 1,000, carriage rupees 500, cash at bank rupees 23,000, bills receivable rupees 2,500. This is the problem. You are given 10 accounts with their balances and you have to place the balances in the respective columns. I have drawn lines here. Trial balance as on 31st March 2020. The first account, you can make the list first, or simultaneously we can record the balances too. Capital account. Capital account always shows the credit balance. Right in the credit column, amount is rupees 25,000. Next, bills payable rupees 2,000. Write the bills payable here. Bills payable account rupees 2,000. Bills payable is a liability. Liability shows the credit balance. Right in the credit column rupees 2,000. Next, stock on 1/4/2019. Opening date stock, it means opening stock. You can write as opening stock or you can write as stock on 1/4/2019. Stock means opening stock is an asset. Asset shows debit balance. Write rupees 4,000 in the debit column. Next, furniture rupees 9,000. Furniture is an asset. Asset shows debit balance. Write in the debit column. Furniture account rupees 9,000 debit. Next, purchases rupees 12,000. Write purchases here. 12,000. Purchases account always show debit balance. So write in the debit column rupees 12,000. Next, sales account rupees 23,000. Write sales account here. Sales account always shows credit balance. Write in the credit column rupees 23,000. See here, purchases always debit, sales credit. Discount received rupees 1,000. Discount received. This Discount received is a gain, or it is a revenue, or it is an income. It always shows incomes, revenues, gains show credit balance. So write in the credit column rupees 1000. Carriage rupees 500. Carriage account. Carriage is an expense. Expense show debit balance. Write in the debit column rupees 500. Next, cash at bank. Cash at bank means our cash is in our bank account. So bank balance is also an asset. Asset shows debit balance. Write in the debit column rupees 23,000. And the last one, bills receivable rupees 2,500. Bills receivable. I sold the goods on credit basis. So for the guarantee purpose, I draw a bill on that person. He accepts and returns it to me. It is called as bills receivable. It is a bill for the amount to be received. That is why it is an asset. ಬರಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ದುಡ್ಡಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬಿಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಬರೆದಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಬಿಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಬಿಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಸೀವೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಅಸೆಟ್ಟು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. rupees 2,500 ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ರಿಸೀವೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ರಿಸೀವೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡೆಬಿಟೆಡ್, ಪೇಯಬಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟೆಡ್. ಡೇಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಡೆಬಿಟ್, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಡೆಬಿಟ್, ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್. Capital credit, drawings debit, assets debit, liabilities credit. So this is about trial balance. Make the total of this. You get 51,000 on both the sides. Total. So simple. This carries 6 marks. You have to mention all the particulars and title and total. Then you will be given 6 marks completely. We take another problem. Mr. Mohan's ledger account shows the following balances. Prepare a trial balance using balances method. You don't get confusion. What is balances method? There are 3 methods: totals method, balances method, and totals cum balances method. Here we are preferring balances method. All the business organizations prefer to use the balances method, and it is the balances method. We are not using totals method or totals cum balances method in our practice usually. So here it is the balances method. Mohan's ledger accounts means Mohan is a proprietor. See the problem. Mohan's capital account 50,000. Manu's account credit 40,000. Mohan's drawings rupees 17,000. Ravi's account debit rupees 15,000. Sales account rupees 60,000. Wages account rupees 5,000. Purchases account rupees 76,000. Cash account rupees 41,000. Purchases return rupees 14,500. Sales returns account rupees 10,500. This is the problem. Okay, let us solve this problem. I have drawn the lines and also listed all the accounts that are given in the problem. Next we have to just record the balances either in debit or credit as the case may be. The first, the proprietor is Mohan as mentioned in the problem. So we have to write in the books of Mohan. If it is not given, then leave it. If it is given, write in the books of Mohan. You are preparing trial balance. So names of the account. Mohan's capital account is given in the problem. You can write as capital account because you are preparing in the books of Mohan itself. When you are writing your books, you need not have to write your name. That's why you can skip the name. Can write capital account. Manu's account. Manu's account in the bracket it is given credit means he is a creditor. Drawings account. Mohan's drawings account is given. You can write as drawings account itself. Then Ravi's account in the bracket it is given debit means he is a debtor. Sales account, wages account, purchase account, cash account, purchase returns account, sales returns account. I have listed all the accounts. Now I take the balances. Capital account rupees 50,000. Capital account always shows credit balance. Right in the credit column rupees 50,000. Manu's account rupees 40,000. Manu in the bracket it is given that is credit. That means he is our creditor. Creditor's account shows credit balance. Right in the credit column rupees 40,000. Next, Mohan's drawings rupees 17,000. Drawings means goods withdrawn from the business for the personal use. Write drawings amount in the debit because drawings account shows debit balance. Capital credit, drawings debit rupees 17,000. Ravi's account rupees 15,000. Ravi's account in the bracket given debit means debit balance. He is our debtor. Write in the debit column rupees 15,000. Next, sales account rupees 60,000. Sales always show credit balance. Write in the credit rupees 60,000. Next, wages. Wages is an expense. Wages means amount paid for the laborers for their work. So it is an expense. Expense show debit balance. Write in the debit column rupees 5,000. Next, purchases. Purchases show debit balance. Write in the debit column rupees 76,000. Next, cash account. Cash account is an asset. Asset show debit balance. Write in the debit column rupees 41,000. Next, purchases return. Purchases debit. Purchases return credit balance. So it shows credit balance. Write in the credit column rupees 14,500. And the last one, sales return. Sales account return account shows debit balance. Sales credit. Sales return account debit rupees 10,500. The total of both the columns is rupees 1,64,500. So this is what preparation of trial balance for 6 marks. You have to keep in mind the account and their balances, that is whether debit or credit balance. Purchases debit, sales credit. Purchases debit, purchase return credit. Sales credit, sales return debit. Debtors debit, creditors credit. Expenses debit, revenues credit. Receivables debit, payables credit. Capital credit, drawings debit. Assets debit, liabilities credit. So these are the balances of various accounts. Keep in mind, and any gains credit, any losses debit. This is the trial balance preparation hints. So what is the significance of agreement of trial balance? So agreement of trial balance means the total of debit is equal to the total of credit. It must be equal, it must tally. Then it is said that there is arithmetical accuracy. Means we have did calculations, balancing, totaling, transferring correctly. We did no mistakes, we can say, but to some extent, not 100%. The proof, this proof is not at all absolute proof, because even though the trial balance tallies, there is a chance of committing mistakes. There are some mistakes which do not affect this agreement of trial balance. So errors are of two types: errors which affect the agreement of trial balance, errors which do not affect the agreement of trial balance. ನಾವು ಎರಡು ರೀತಿಯ ಎರರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಎರರ್ಗಳು ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿನ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಎರರ್ಗಳು ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿನ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಎರರ್ಗಳು ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ವೋ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಎರರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ್ಯೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎರರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಎರರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಯಾವುಗಳು ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಟೋಟಲಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ, ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರಾಂಗ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರಾಂಗ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರಾಂಗ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿರಬಹುದು. ಇಂತಹ ಎರರ್ಗಳಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಡು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಎರರ್ಗಳು ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಎರಡೂ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಟೂ ಸೈಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಎರರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಸೈಡಿನ ಎರರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೈಡ್ನ ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕಂಡು ಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಕೂಡ 1,000 ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ 1,000. ಆವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲೂ 1,000 ಇಲ್ಲೂ 1,000 ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಒಂದು ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಕೌಂಟಿನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಡೆಬಿಟಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವೆರಡರಿಂದ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗೋಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಒಂದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಹೌ ಟು ಸರ್ಚ್ ದೀಸ್ ಎರರ್ಸ್? ಮೇಕ್ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ಸ್, then observe that the balances are kept in a definite place or not, either debit or credit. Check that all the ledger balances are taken here. Check that the correct ledger balance amount is written here. Check that whether posting from journal to ledger is correct, or check that the amount posted is correct. post it to a correct account. You have to check, and again you have to verify that the balances, the totaling and balancing of ledger account is correct or not. Also check any transaction should not be missed, or any posting complete or some partial posting may be done. You have to check that no postings are left. So this is about searching of errors. Some cases errors can be found out in trial balance itself when trial balance do not tally. When there is, for example, there is increase of rupees 2000 on the debit side of the trial balance than the credit column, then divide this 2000 by 2. What you get? You get 1000. Search any item of rupees 1000 is placed here. If it is there, then see that whether this account shows debit or credit balance. Sometimes that account may be written wrongly on the debit side. It should be written on the credit side. When we place this rupees 1000 on the credit, then automatically here 1000 decreases, here 1000 increases, our trial balance get tallied. While solving the problems, you can make use of this trick, but it is not always possible. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಮೌಂಟು, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2000 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ 2000ನ 2ರಿಂದ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ 1000 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ 1000ದ ಅಮೌಂಟಿನ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಐಟಮ್ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಇದೇನಾದರೂ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುವಂತಹ ಐಟಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಆ 1000 ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಹಿಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಎರರನ್ನು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸರ್ಚಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಎರರ್. So we have learnt the meaning of trial balance, format of trial balance, objectives of trial balance, methods of preparing trial balance, preparation of trial balance, and how to search the errors in the trial balance or after trial balance. So this is about trial balance. I hope all of you understand the concept. In the next class, we shall discuss the various types of errors and how to rectify those errors. Thank you.